FIFA has handed out 22 World Cup trophies. The same names keep collecting them. Brazil, Germany, Italy, Argentina, France. But there are nations who have played in this tournament for decades, sometimes a century, and never once lifted that trophy. Some of them came agonizingly close. Some of them should have won it by now. Some of them may never get another chance. Here is every major nation that has never won the World Cup, and the real reason why. England. Start here because it is the most painful one. The country that invented football, the nation that wrote the rules, organized the first leagues, built the culture, exported the game to every corner of the world. One World Cup, 1966, at home, against West Germany, in front of their own fans. 58 years ago. Since then, nothing. Not one final. Two semifinals, both lost on penalties. England fans have been told the penalty excuse for 30 years. It is not the penalties. Teams that win World Cups find ways to win penalties when it matters. England's real problem is simpler and harder to fix. They produce technically gifted players who cannot handle tournament pressure as a collective. Individual brilliance. Collective fragility. Every 4 years, the same story. Different players, same ending. Netherlands. 3 finals. 1974, 1978, 2010. 3 defeats. No other nation has reached 3 World Cup finals and won 0 of them. The most talented footballing nation in history to never lift the trophy. Total football changed the game in 1974. Johan Cruyff was the best player on earth. They lost to West Germany in the final on home soil. 1978, another final, another defeat, this time to Argentina. 2010, Johannesburg, the most defensive Dutch team in history, trying to kick Spain off the pitch. Arjen Robben one-on-one with Casillas. Missed. Spain won in extra time. 3 finals, 3 different tactical approaches, 3 defeats. The Dutch have an extraordinary ability to produce generational talent, and an equally extraordinary ability to find new ways to lose the most important match. Van Dijk, De Jong, Depay, the cycle continues. Portugal. Eusebio arrived in 1966 and nearly won it alone. Portugal finished 3rd. Then nothing for 40 years. Luis Figo, Rui Costa, Fernando Couto, a golden generation in 2006 who reached the semi-finals and lost to France. Then Cristiano Ronaldo took over. 2006 as a teenager, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022. 5 World Cups. The best player of his generation, arguably the best finisher in football history, and Portugal never reached a World Cup final with him. The structure was always wrong. Too much of the system built around one man. When that man had an off day, the team had no answer. Ronaldo is now past his peak. The window with him is closing. A new generation is coming. But they have not yet found the formula that turns individual quality into collective trophy winning. Portugal's story is the story of wasted genius, repeated every 4 years. Belgium. The golden generation. Between 2014 and 2022, Belgium assembled one of the most talented squads in World Cup history. Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku, Thibaut Courtois, Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld, all at their peak simultaneously. A once-in-a-generation alignment of talent. 3rd place in 2018. Lost to France in the semi-final after leading. Then, 2022 in Qatar, knocked out in the group stage. The window that opened in 2014 closed in 2022 without a trophy. De Bruyne is aging. Hazard retired. Lukaku never delivered in the biggest moments consistently enough. Courtois remains world-class, but the team that should have won a World Cup did not. Now, Belgium are rebuilding. A new generation that is nowhere near as talented. The golden generation came and went. History will record them as the best team to never win it. Hungary. This one belongs to history but cannot be ignored. The mighty Magyars of the 1950s were arguably the greatest team ever assembled. Ferenc Puskás, Sándor Kocsis, Nándor Hidegkuti. Between 1950 and 1954, Hungary played 32 matches and lost once. That one defeat was the 1954 World Cup final against West Germany, a team they had beaten 8-3 in the group stage. They lost the final 3-2, one of the greatest upsets in football history. Hungary never recovered. The political situation in their country changed. The team broke apart. Puskás defected. They never reached another World Cup final. That 1954 team deserved to be champions of the world. They were not. It remains one of football's greatest injustices. Colombia. South America's most consistently underperforming nation at World Cups relative to domestic talent. James Rodriguez in 2014 was the tournament's best player. Colombia reached the quarterfinals and lost to Brazil, a nation that produces extraordinary individual talent, Falcao, James, Cuadrado, now Luis Diaz, but has never built a complete enough squad around them to go all the way. The infrastructure, the consistency, the squad depth at the right moments, something always falls short. Mexico. 17 consecutive World Cup appearances, knocked out in the round of 16 in 14 of them. El quinto partido, the fifth game, the one Mexico never plays. Quarterfinal or beyond has happened once in the last 30 years. A passionate football nation, a well-funded federation, consistently decent players, and a glass ceiling that has never been broken. Mexico do not lack quality. They lack whatever it takes to go from round of 16 to quarterfinal to semifinal. It is mental as much as tactical. The belief that this is as far as they go. Netherlands again deserves a second mention simply because of the mathematics. 3 finals. Think about what that means. A team reaches the World Cup final by winning every match except the last one. Netherlands have done that 3 times. 3 times they have been the second best team in the world. Never the best. The cruelest record in World Cup history. Ivory Coast. Africa's most talented nation of the last 20 years. Didier Drogba, Yaya Touré, Kolo Touré. A golden generation that deserved at minimum a semi-final appearance. They never got past the round of 16. Drawn into the group of death in 2006 alongside Argentina and the Netherlands. Eliminated. The tournament bracket can be as decisive as the talent. Africa as a continent has never produced a World Cup winner. Morocco in 2022 reached the semi-finals. The barrier is breaking, but it has not broken yet. Sweden. Runners-up in 1958 on home soil, losing to a 17-year-old Pelé and Brazil. Third place in 1994 with Martin Dahlin and Henrik Larsson. Zlatan Ibrahimovic never played at a World Cup at his peak. Sweden failed to qualify in 2014 and 2018 with him fit and available. He finally played in 2018, aged 36, and was not the player he had been. Another generational talent. Another window that did not open at the right time. The pattern across every one of these nations is the same. Talent alone is never enough. Timing matters. The bracket matters. A penalty in the semifinal matters. The manager at the right moment matters. Brazil have won 5 World Cups. Germany 4. Italy 4. Argentina 3. France 2. The nations that keep winning have systems, structures, and mentalities that survive individual players. The nations that never win rely too heavily on the right generation arriving at the right time. And the right time never comes twice. 22 World Cups, 8 different winners. The rest of the world is still waiting. Some of them have been waiting for over 100 years. The game has not changed. The trophy has not moved. You're welcome.